Started running when I was 38 because my doctor said I had to lower my cholesterol. There was some hereditary things in my family. My mom had a stroke and my dad had heart disease, so I didn't want that to be my demise. In the past, I've run to raise awareness for many causes. 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 100 miles, 150 miles, 209 kilometers to raise over $300,000 collectively. I'm Filipino.
It really encapsulated a lot in a short run time. I thought the subject of the piece was so interesting because he became a runner very late in life, and marathon running and long distance running is incredibly difficult. Something that I don't know how anyone really does it. To have the level of focus and discipline to do something like that is quite intense. It's a very solitary performance, and I thought that this piece really showed how that solitary performance that seems very insular and individualistic was really designed for a community aspect. For him, there was some mental health issues, some mental health initiatives and awareness issues, as well as a variety of other community-based initiatives that were based around getting recognition through the races. And I feel like he really showed how doing these type of feats can create community, can create awareness, and how valuable it is not just from a personal fitness level, but from a sort of consciousness level and a sort of reflection of unified humanity and sort of trying to find a way to have your individual performance reflected into a level of passion that shows up in other places in life that results in helping people ultimately. So I thought this piece was really great at showcasing that, and I felt like it was well designed to make it easy to get into for someone who didn't really know a lot about marathon running.
There's like a very clear goal in this, and that's to run, the distance of the Philippines, to run 490 kilometers in 7 days, which he does. And not only that, it gives a good look at, the training that goes into it, especially as someone who is retired and, doing this for their health, but also doing it as a sign of respect and remembrance of their father and mental health. And, there's something else behind that. And, getting into the difficulties of, being an older runner and doing all of it. I think this is a very well-rounded piece that covers all the different highs and lows of distance running in quite a short amount of time. And it does it in a way that is like pretty solid, true to the running doc genre, with that little like electro pace music in the back. And the footage was really, really good too. With only one action going on running, it can get kind of stale, but like each of these shots was very unique and interesting to watch and made it overall a really interesting piece.
I love the way he narrated this one himself, such a determined voice, about his health reasons for starting to run and all the success he's had over the years. Wow, $300,000 he's made so far, running for various good causes. The editing is fast and smart. Lots of quick close-up footage of feet, road signs, daily routines, both night and day, and lovely shots of the countryside. And the upbeat synth music and sound design was perfectly in line with the excitement of the run. I'm so glad there were various titles of the days, places, and kilometer count to keep track of the run.
I always love hearing the stories of why different people decide to run. And there's always a very impactful message behind it. And this documentary was also very much to the point. We got to see his motivation behind what he does and the passion that drives him. And I think that's the biggest thing that you can see through this documentary. All in all, it was very impactful, and I was very interested. I enjoyed learning more about this man.
The piece itself was fantastically put together. It was just really concise, but also gave us a great sense of what it would feel like, I guess, or the headspace that he was in. Both of those things, really, and even some others. It did a good job at just taking us on that journey in a quick, snappy way, and really getting us on the ground there, and showing us the highlights. It was, essentially just a really good highlight reel for what was a very grueling run. I'm sure 490 kilometers is nothing to sneeze at. So hats off to him as a runner, and to everyone involved in making this piece and making that run happen.
I really like how, it had something to do with family history for him, first of all. And he took it from his family name. He said how his name in Tagalog is means wide. And he's like, I'm going to, run a wide space here. That was inspiring, that you can tell that the idea of the run, the execution run, all came from a part of who he is. And it was really nice in the end that the main takeaway from this film, I think, for everybody is he says, you want to run fast, run alone. You want to run far, run with friends. That's terrific. It's a wonderful lesson for runners, and it's a wonderful lesson for anybody in life. So, congratulations for finishing your run. Absolutely wonderful job, and really nice job making this film. It was shot beautifully, wonderful use of scenery, wonderfully edited, directed, the pacing, use of music, and it was just really terrific and inspiring to me.
I like that he gave a little bit of background of like this wasn't his first run. He'd been running, he'd done races, like it wasn't like he wasn't prepared for taking on something like this, but that didn't make it any less difficult. And I think that his point at the end of, when he started, he had asked a couple of friends to be there for him, things like that. But then by the end of it, he had an even larger group with him, making sure that he finished pushing to the end, being there. And I think that that's just such a beautiful concept and something beautiful that happened. And that when you have community and you have friends, you really can accomplish so much. And that he was doing this to raise, awareness for mental health, and that he was running for a cause, and he was taking on this huge expansive area, I think was great. I really liked it. I thought it was informative and fun.